Real estate experts say Maine's housing market saw higher prices in the last month of 2023, but lower sales. According to a report from the Maine Realtors Association, the market lacked inventory and current interest rates also contributed to fewer single-family homes hitting the market. In December, the median sales price increased more than 6% compared to 2022, but sales were down 6% compared to the previous December. The president of the Maine Association of Realtors says in order to solve the problem of supply and demand, development of affordable and accessible homes throughout the state is a must.